So are you demanding more money from the federal government for hospitals like Queensland is?
Always demanding more money from the Commonwealth government, Laura. That's part of the job description. So whether that's GST or anything else, but the Commonwealth government's has put a significant amount of financial investment into this pandemic, as have the states.
Right.
But we have to be realistic too, Laura. That the public health systems right across the country are going to need further and further investment in the current world and also in a post-pandemic world. And I think there's no doubt there's going to be discussions between the Commonwealth and state governments in how those financial arrangements will move going forward, and I'll certainly be there getting our fair share for New South Wales.
Well, it's been a big first week for you in the job. Was your main aim here, of course, to get businesses back, for us to get all our freedoms back that we're entitled to, but also to say that you're not going to completely surrender to the health advice and that the politicians, the elected officials, are the ones back in charge?
Well, politicians are naturally the ones in charge, Laura. Elected officials are the ones who are responsible. I'm responsible as Premier of the state, so are my cabinet colleagues. Our duty as elected officials is to create a forum and listen to the health advice, listen to the economic advice, the mental health advice, bring all that information together and make decisions. It's not public servants who are responsible. It's public servants' responsibility to give frank and fearless advice to their leaders. It's the responsibility of the elected officials to consider that advice and make decisions in the best interest of our state, and that's what I'll do as Premier of New South Wales.
The last week there's been quite a focus on your family, on your conservatism, on your Christian faith. Did that take you by surprise? Do you have a women problem?
Well, certainly, no, I don't, and it certainly did take me by surprise. I mean, I've never felt that being Catholic's a problem, and it certainly should disqualify someone from serving in public office. And for somebody who's pretty young, 39 years old, that I've never experienced that in my life, and I don't think it has any impact on my capacity or ability to do the job. And it's probably something from a bygone era that was kicking around in the 1950s that a few people haven't been able to let go of.
Well said, Dominic Perrottet. Good haircut. You're there in the city.
Thanks, Laura.
You should probably give them a plug. Where did you go this morning?
Barberhood. They're great, and they're in Martin Place or down here on O'Connell Street. So Renee here does a fantastic job, small business, and they're incredibly excited to get back to work.
All right, Premier, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Laura.